Hello everyone, welcome to Free Friday webinars brought to you by American TESOL. And these are recorded, so later you can refer to them and you can invite anybody because they're free. So we'll be ending this will be ending the new year literally because many of you will be celebrating the new year in your country right after this. So we'll go ahead and talk about engaging parents through wikis. And you know, that's a great goal to have in the classroom for when you begin teaching, is to have more parent engagement. Now, I know from my experience, I used to be really nervous and scared of parents when I stepped into the classroom. Some of this was because I've had some negative experiences with parents, which I'm sure some of you have, where the parents maybe yell or something like that, or very upset. That's when we tend to have communication with parents. But then after my first year, I started thinking of ways that I could engage the parent and have very positive conversations instead of, you know, just seeing them at the time for grades or something like that. I found that a wiki is very good for that. A wiki is great positive communication that you can have pretty much weekly, even daily, with parents. It's very easy, especially if parents are able to go to the wiki. Now, a wiki is a free website for parents. Is everybody getting the sound? Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. So some of the tips I'm going to share today, and then I'm also going to do some screen share. So that's probably something that you'll be able to see. And please feel free to add your ideas throughout, and you'll have a chance to speak as well. So the number one thing that I found about parents and parental engaging them is we don't have to be afraid of parents. We have something in common that they enjoy, which is their children. So if we have parents, we can reach them through their children. We're able to get them excited and things like that. And some of the things that parents really like to do is they love to see what their children do. They love to, you know, be able to say, I'm proud of you. They like to see the work, especially if you're an English language teacher. I think it's really important that parents are able to see the English in the classroom. Now, it's very difficult when I teach 4-year-olds all the way to adult students. And the parents, what happens is that in the class, the children speak English with me. They speak at their games and chants and things like that. But then as soon as they step out of the classroom, the parents will say, oh, what did you learn in English? Please say what you learned. And they speak in German. They won't speak in English or the English that they learn. They're very shy. So I found that a wiki is a great way to show parents how the children are actually using the language and able to speak English. And it also is a great way to get them to engage in different opportunities to speak English with their children at home. But why a wiki? Why not just a regular website? Why not a blog? Well, blogs are great. I think blogs are wonderful, and they're free as well. But I found with the wiki, you're more able to make it participatory in some other things that you can't do necessarily in a blog. For example, I use PB Works, and that's what I'll be mostly talking about today. There's some other things you can do. For example, you can use Wiki Spaces, or you can even use WebPaint. Why do I use PB Works? PB Works allows you, even if the student doesn't have an email account, working with 4-year-olds, or even the parents, that you can set up classroom accounts to where it could also be private and the parents and everybody can join, and they can also contribute to the wiki. That's a little bit more difficult to do with a blog. Also, there are no ads in PB Works. So once you sign up for a free one, you don't have to go through this lengthy process to get the ads out. I found in Wiki Spaces you do. You have to go through this kind of lengthy process, or you have to make sure that, you know, you're okayed by the school and things like that. So I really like PB Works for that reason. there's so many different options to where you can make it to where it's not just whatever the most recent content is posted first. That's what happens in the blog. But in the wiki, you can have the content in different pages. You can have a great layout. So I really like that. And you can also embed many blogs. If you get a free blog, you don't have the option. You're very limited in embedding some things. But with the wiki, you have the option to embed. And embed just means, for example, if you have your students do stories or create stories, do coloring, anything like that, you can add that on the wiki. The parents can actually see it. They can see it through a slideshow, they can see it through a Polisher, they can see it through a Glockster. So you're able to do this very easily. There are so many widgets on the wiki to make it very interactive and exciting for parents. Parents themselves can also add to the wiki, and I'll show you some of the widgets later about that. The most important step before you begin with the wiki is to guide them. Many parents, especially of young kids, are kind of weary about technology. They get kind of scared and they think, oh my gosh, you know, they have some kind of false information from the media, so they get very scared. They think, oh, you know, strangers are going to have access to location. What are they going to share? They have all these questions and fears. So we have to guide the parents. And how do we guide the parents? One thing that I do, especially with when you have parents that don't speak any English, is I hold a free workshop for parents. So that way, at the beginning of the year, I can show the parents what the wiki is, how to participate. I can ask them, what would you like to see in the wiki? And this has been really successful. They have given me some great ideas of what to do on the wiki, what to include. For example, one parent I had tell me, well, I don't like that. I would really like to be able to know the lyrics to the songs you sing in English. So I found a really great website that shows the songs, and it also plays like a karaoke version. And then I've also found some YouTube videos, so I embed this in my wiki. Now, I thought it was a great idea, and this was brought about from asking a parent, what would you like to see in the wiki? So this is one way. Another thing is you can talk about the fears. You can talk about digital footprints, cyber safety, and show parents how they can be great at being active in showing their kids how to be good digital citizens online, and which I think is very, very important. So a workshop, I always give a free workshop. I invite teachers as well, and it really helps. The second thing I would suggest are video tutorials. I will show you one video tutorial that I have done for my children's wiki in just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, let me try and get this one to come up. So this short video, so you can see what I'm talking about. Another thing that I like to do while I'm waiting for that is to have design details. So you have to, when you think of designing the wiki, think of it from a parent's point of view. Make it as user-friendly as possible. So one thing that I did, I work with English language learners, and I knew that my parents weren't necessarily really great at English, that sometimes their kids knew a little bit more than them. So one thing I did was I had embedded, it was very important for me to embed a translation button. Okay, so this is what the translation button looks like. And in this video tutorial, which I'm going to show you right now, this is actually what my class wiki looks like. And you can design yours very differently if you would like to. Then you can show the parents how to use it and things like that. So I'm going to play this for you, and then you can see what I mean by a video tutorial of your wiki. So this shows parents who don't attend the workshop, because not all of them do, how to navigate or use the wiki.